or this week I'm doing my week in my life for my clinical, since Sierra did hers last week. And so you guys probably know we're living separately right now, at least during the week. And so I'm still in the Des Moines area. I'm doing an acute care rotation at a hospital right now. So it's been good. I really enjoyed my first week, and I would say I've always been pretty open to just about any and every setting. And so I wouldn't say that I've been completely like, oh, I would absolutely do acute care, but I also haven't been like, I would never do acute care. And after last week, I feel like I would definitely consider it more, especially because oftentimes for like thinking about getting jobs and whatnot in the future, for if you want to work in these organizations, they will often have acute care positions open more likely than like outpatient stuff. So that might be like a starting point that you would do. And I have to admit, I really thought the hours were quite nice. My typical hours are 8 to 4:30. And I like starting at 8, even though, you know, I've worked shifts where I get off earlier, but like the starting super early just like isn't really my thing, even if you do get off earlier. I like having time to work out in the morning. I like, even when I work out in the morning, I only have to get up at 5:30 and not like 4:30, because for my other clinicals, like I've worked 7 to 3:30, and that was great and all, but it's still just like a little bit on the early end, and working out before work was like absolutely horrible. And I've worked, you know, 9 to 6, 6 to 3, and I really feel like 8 to 4:30 is just nice. And my days go by really quite fast, so I'll probably talk to you guys more after work. But my first week, I was more so just like an extra person. I did a lot of like observing, but helping out where needed if another person was needed. But I'm pretty new to acute care, and so my CI knows that, and she has kind of been easing me in. I was getting used to doing like chart reviews and figuring out what stuff was important to look at for that. And I was getting used to using the software that they use. I did a couple of notes last week, but I'm definitely going to start doing more as I start seeing more patients and taking the lead on them. So acute care, I'm mostly on a cardiopulmonary floor, but since there's staffing issues, there is kind of like, it's pretty general, just like acute care stuff. And then technically we also can see cardiac, ICU, and we also see joint replacements that are same day that need to go home, but also people that get joint replacements and are staying in the hospital for a couple days. So I just went and worked out this morning, obviously, and I am now going to go in and pick up my Starbucks that I ordered to go, and then I'm gonna head to the hospital. It's about 4 o'clock. I am done for the day. I'll chat more with you guys in the car. My update for today is I led 2 of the evals today. They were not too complicated patients, which was a good starting point. One was one was independent. Basically, she already discharged today after we saw her, so she was quite easy. And then there was one that had a little bit more going on, but I still led, and I wrote both of those evals up. And then one of them, it was great. It was the one that was like completely independent. But my CI had no like things of like, oh, I would have added this to note. She thought it was all good. And then the other one was still pretty good. And then the afternoon we spent in the cardiac ICU. We saw a couple patients there, and then I wrote one of those treatment notes. So with like, you know, some things here and there that could have been adjusted. I gotta say, the days like go by so quickly here. I don't know, I just feel like I get more out of my days, even though I've finished my clinicals at like 3 o'clock before 2, which is earlier than this, but I don't know. So I am going to go ahead and drive home. I don't have a whole lot on my to-do list today, so I was thinking I'd maybe get myself to study a little bit or work on my case report. So I wanted to show you guys that yesterday Sierra and I changed out the lighting fixture that we have in our above our dining table, and I was pretty proud because we just did it ourselves. I didn't think it would be that hard, but we just put up a YouTube video on the TV and like followed it step by step, and it was pretty smooth for the most part. But like configuring the wires and like, I don't know, tools, it was a little hard getting the original light fixture down just because like we didn't have the best tools to like unscrew one of the things, but we got it. And then from then on, things were pretty okay. So It's a gold light fixture, even though I know that the rest of our, like, we've got like silver knobs and stuff, but like the mirror over there is gold, and the previous fixture here was silver, but we don't want to, like, we don't love silver. So we were originally thinking we'd put like a black fixture here, but after looking at ones, because I didn't want to order one online, I preferred to just like go pick one up close by. After looking at all of our options and what was going to do like the best for actually providing the most amount of light for like the best price, we really like this one. And I really do like how it looks with, we've got this is gold, the mirror is gold, and the hardware on the little console table over there is gold, so I think it looks nice. So here it is. We got it from Lowe's. Electricity works and everything. So, and then also, this will be a fun update to give you guys later on in the week, but these chairs, these are always kind of meant to be temporary because we originally had our Facebook Marketplace chairs that we decided not to end up fixing, so we got, well, technically they're still in the garage, but our uncle kind of donated these old chairs that he had that he wasn't using to have like a sturdier option, and so that all four were functional. So they've been working, but they were never really kind of the vibe we were going for. So I ordered some other chairs that are supposed to be here later this week or by Saturday. So I don't know, maybe you guys won't see them. It depends. If they get here this weekend, it might be too late. But they're very cute chairs with like chrome. I got them on Amazon. Chrome on like the legs, a cushioned seat, and then a rattan back. I think that to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and change. By the way, you guys should go follow me on TikTok because I'm starting to be a lot more active on there. And I have 2 videos on there related to different scrubs that I've tried and I'm using for my clinical rotation. So you guys should go follow me. I'm at Megan Stitz 1. And Sierra is starting to be more active on there too. Maggie's always been relatively active on there. But yeah, I'm gonna go change. And then I think that I'm going to try and just like dive into some board exam studying. I want to try and see if I can do maybe like 2 hours tonight just to like, you know, get things going. And I'd rather do that than my case report, so. I was bad and I left some dishes unwashed last night, so I'm gonna do that before I push it off any longer. So I am trying to study just for time today, so my goal is to do about 2 hours, so it's just after 5 o'clock today. And so here's the book that we are using to study for the most part. It's from Score Builders. I've gone through at least like a first pass of the musculoskeletal and most of the neuromuscular system. And so then I decided to kind of jump to the back of the book because Sierra was smart and she was doing her studying based off of what she did the worst on for the practice exam we took. So I was like, oh, like how would I do that? So I looked at that and I did the worst on it was either non-systems or it was non-systems. So non-systems was, at least to my knowledge, that's the modalities stuff and then stuff related to like research and like ethics and professional responsibilities and stuff like that. So I just had to finish one last part for therapeutic modalities. I needed to look at electrotherapy was like the last little bit of that. I'm gonna go ahead and actually get started on dinner. It's mostly leftovers, but I have leftover cornflake chicken from last night. And I want to reheat it in the oven so it tastes better. I have like a pre-made salad basically that I'm gonna have for one of my sides. And then I've got some instant rice that will be side number 2. I'm going to be done studying. So I studied for like an hour and a half probably, but I am ready to be done studying. So this is my dinner. Kind of a random bunch, but I just kind of was thinking like I needed to finish using up this chicken. I got these just because I was at the grocery store and I was like, you know, it's an easy side and I like plain rice. And so I was like, oh, that works when I was thinking of like how I could have some sides for this because usually we have mashed potatoes and broccoli, but we don't have any of that. And then that salad I actually got because Target was out of shredded lettuce, but low-key works because we have another side now, so. just since it's getting closer to winter, but I got up. Well, I was gonna get up at 6 today, and in theory I was going to get myself to work on my case report a little bit before work. Then I woke up and I was still tired, even though like I probably got like at least 7 hours of sleep at that point. And then I was like, I'm just too tired, and so then I went back to sleep until like 6:40, which is when I got up. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do my case report, so I did not. And so that will be on my to-do list when I come home. Okay, I'm getting ready to head out. It's a little past 7:15, or I guess it is 7:15 right now. Look how nice the light looks. Doesn't it look so nice? Guys, today is the first day. The winter coat needs to get pulled out. It's like, it is 19 degrees outside right now. And it's supposed to be like 70s and close to 80s again this weekend, but coat is coming out. Alright, I just got to work, so I'm gonna head in. I think that I might get off a little bit early today because my CI has an appointment in the afternoon, so I'm gonna be with someone else. And so depending on what we're doing, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do the documentation or not, or just, I don't know what we're really doing. So may get off early, may not, I don't know. It is 3:36, I was right, I did get off a little bit early today, so I'm gonna go home and I am just going to try and convince myself to work on my case report. So I was supposed to finish a rough draft this past weekend. That was my goal and it just didn't happen. So we're gonna see if I can do that. I honestly, like, I know this is just the rough draft, but it's like, I can get the writing done, but I think there's still so much like background research that I'm just like pushing off that I don't want to do, that I like need to do to actually like make the final version decent. But you know, rough draft first. Trying to try and be productive. I even brought up the OG lap desk. This was me and Sierra's savior in grad school. It's linked down below. Always, it's an affiliate link, but I just want to get comfy on the couch, and I was doing that with just using a pillow kind of to put my laptop on, but this works better. Got some snacks to try and keep me motivated, so I have a Coke. And then I actually just bought these for the first time this week. These are Made Good granola bars, and they're actually pretty good, so. So Sierra, I'm pretty sure, was working on her case report a little bit yesterday. And for our case reports, like, we also need to put in like tables, graphic stuff, pictures if necessary. And so I haven't put like a whole lot of time and effort into that. Like, I kind of started at least like thinking of things that I wanted to have graphics of, and then I put them in just even as placeholders right now. And then Sierra told me, she must have found this somewhere, but and this isn't like shocking, but I'm just kind of like, so what do I do? We aren't allowed to use any sort of like copywritten like images, which is basically like all images. And so I'm just like, so am I supposed to be a graphic designer now and like make this myself, or what? Okay, it is just about 7 o'clock and I need to decide what I want to make for dinner. So options are the Instant Pot pasta, or I got this like pre-made, it's not like pre-made, I have to make it, but it was basically like Hy-Vee has all the ingredients that I would need to make a meal in that. And it's basically ravioli, I think. So I'm kind of, maybe I'll do that. I also was able to work on my case report, and I finished the outcome and discussion section, at least for a rough draft. So that's all I was asking for. So I think I've only done like one other of these from Hy-Vee. So I need to just cook the ravioli. And this is breaded chicken fillets. Huh. You like not even, apparently I didn't pay attention to what I bought because I'm like, what is this? So this gets microwaved for 3 minutes. Interesting. So the oven was to put the chicken with marinara sauce and Parmesan on top, and did that for 5 to 7 minutes. So now I just plate it all together. This was my snack while I was cooking dinner. Thin mints. Okay, so I definitely don't do this all the time, but I'm gonna try and do it this week where I'm editing chunks of this vlog like every night, except I didn't do it last night, but I'm doing it where I can like start cutting clips together so it's not all just like one giant task at the end of the week. So I'm going to put stuff on my computer. It really shouldn't take that long, like maybe 20 minutes hopefully, and then I'm going to do the puzzle down here for a little bit, and then I want to try and get to my room to start reading around 8:30. I'm gonna try and go to sleep around 9:30 because I need to wake up to work out tomorrow morning. That's the plan. Also, dinner tasted pretty good. I mean, it was simple. It was chicken and pasta basically, but it was good. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Usually when I work out in the morning, I wake up at 5:30, but today I decided to wake up at 5 because I wanted to be able to have time to wash my hair at the gym after working out instead of coming back home and doing that after work. So I've never tried to wash my hair and dry it before, or in the morning before I need to go to work. I think I'm giving myself plenty of time to do that, but hopefully it works out well. So I'm gonna head out and go to the gym. Okay, so there's definitely a reason that I don't get up this early every morning, because like it's just hard for me to get up early. But there is something about once you get up, you usually feel pretty good. Like I got a good amount of sleep, but like actually waking up is the hardest part for me. Like I was about to just like forego working out and figure it out later, like go work out after work or something. But I was like, I thought about it. I was like, instead of going to bed, just like think about it for a couple minutes. And then I'm like, well, I'm still awake, I guess. So then got myself up, went and worked out, and then I was able to dry my hair, honestly, probably like 90%. I could have spent like a little bit more time there if I wanted to. I'm not like crunched for time or anything. So yeah, there's something about the fact that I've done all that and it's only like 7 in the morning right now. You couldn't tell because it's literally so dark right now still, but I picked up my Starbucks because that's part of my routine. We're not going to talk about it. Should be a good day. We're gonna be halfway through the week. Okay, I'm getting ready to head inside. I feel like yesterday I didn't do a great job of like giving you guys a patient rundown, so I'll try to do that after I get off work today, just to like give you guys an idea of like the patients I'm seeing and like who I take the lead on today. So I will go ahead and give a brief recap of my day. I'm done at 3:30. So the PT that I was with today, he covers like slightly different floor and stuff than my other CO that I'm usually with. So we saw a lot of like post total hip or total knee. Like we saw 3 post total knees. So basically just like I led 2 of those sessions. But one of the notes like I couldn't technically write because they were technically on observation and I'm not allowed to write those notes. I wrote the other guy's note, and that was overall my CI like didn't have a whole lot of like additional things that he said I needed to add. And then the other people we saw, so we also went into inpatient psych today and worked with someone down there. That was my first time down there. And then so I didn't lead that one. I was just kind of like helping out as needed. We saw someone who was in they were a dementia patient and kind of had like an acute change in mental status, and so that was kind of like what brought them into the hospital. And my CI had already worked with them the day before, so he kind of led that, and I was just there kind of as needed. And I'm trying to think if we saw anyone else today. Obviously I know like the reason I'm getting out early these so often, at least right now, is because they don't make me stay and just watch them write notes, and they're kind of like easing me in. I'm only writing the notes based off of one if I'm able to. So like that observation patient, I led the session, but I couldn't write the note. And they're kind of easing me in just because I'm not used to acute care. If they're a little bit more complex and I'm not leading the session, then I haven't always been writing notes, so they don't make me stay at the end of the day just to like watch them write notes. So as that starts to kind of like even out and I'm taking more of the lead on more of the patients and I have more notes to write, then I'll probably be staying more like until the normal time, which I think is like 4:15, 4:30, and there's still been like a couple days where that's been the case and I've stayed. So yeah, that's the catch up. Chairs, the dining chairs were delivered today, so I'm so excited. I'm gonna go home and probably show me putting them together. I hope that they look like the pictures and are what I'm envisioning, but I'm excited to do that. And then Sierra and I haven't really talked about it on this channel, but we posted on TC2's like discussion thing and messed around with shorts on there a little bit. But Sierra, myself, and Maggie kind of are, you know, kind of trying to figure out what we want to do with that channel, ideas. Like, we've all just kind of been having a little itch to do something with that again. And so Sierra and I had a video idea that we wanted to work on, and we're kind of just taking our time with it. We want to get on FaceTime and like plan out what that looks like and other things that we might need to get planned out. Maybe we'll try and figure out like when do we want to try recording this, and then the editing process will probably be just something that we like take our time with to get it how we want, and then, you know, posting it and stuff like that. So we will chat, I think, tonight, and then tomorrow Sierra, myself, and Maggie, we're all going to get on FaceTime just to like chat, all three of us, and see what our thoughts are. Decided to build some dining chairs. I've got 2 in each box. I think it's basically just like put the seat, the back, and the legs together. So hopefully it's not too complicated. I need to unbox this and figure out what tools I need. Nice, nice. So basically it seems like each chair comes with this for the back. Here is the seat cushion, and then this is the base. This is to connect the back. So I'm just gonna try putting this together, and then I've got 3 more after this. Okay, this is gonna take too long. Ta-da! This is what one looks like. So it wasn't too hard to put together, but it's taking a little bit of time. So it's 4:10 right now. Let's see what time it is by the time I finish building the other 3. Well, what do we think? I think it looks nice. You can see that the backs of the chair have the rattan that has, which I think is nice. It's so weird because these chairs are like so much shorter than the old ones were. So it's like you can see so much more of the top of the table. So to be honest, the only thing I really had on my to-do list tonight was FaceTiming Sierra. So I did text her asking her to just let me know when she was ready to do that. And in the meantime, I just got myself a snack. So I have apple slices, peanut butter, chocolate chips, and I'm just gonna put something on the TV and work on my puzzle, which I actually I've made a little bit of progress. Actually, I just saw my phone light up, so maybe we'll do that right now. So, goals from this call. I will say, a couple days ago, I was trying to, sorry, the lamp is just right there in the background. So it's 5:47. I just got off the FaceTime with Sierra. We also just kind of were catching up on, you know, each other's lives since we're not together all day. But I think I'm gonna watch some YouTube videos that I have queued up and ready to go. And then I have leftovers still from dinner last night, so that'll be easy. I'll just reheat that. And then I honestly was planning on reading my book a little bit too, but I had the chairs to build. I mean, I should have time later, but maybe I still will kind of just do that before bed, because I want to get to doing my puzzle a little bit more. So there's just all sorts of things I want to do. So as you guys just saw, I'm reheating some leftovers that I made yesterday, and then I just saw on Netflix they uploaded a new season of Unsolved Mysteries, and I really liked the first 2 seasons, so I'm going to watch this, eat dinner, and then finally work on my puzzle. My update for puzzle progress tonight, I honestly did some good damage with this. We're getting closer. It's just after 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna head upstairs to get ready for bed and do my reading that I have yet to do. We have officially made it to Thursday. Today is my non-workout day. Obviously, I didn't get up to work out this morning. I try to work out every other day, usually, so that's like 3 or 4 workouts a week. I try to lean towards 4 if I can. So instead of waking up tomorrow morning, I might pack a bag of gym clothes just to like see if I want to work out after work today. Otherwise, I don't know, maybe I could work out after work tomorrow if I didn't want to get up in the morning. I just was kind of thinking of other options if I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning. So I might pack some stuff just to have clothes in case I want to do that today. But I have my breakfast and I'm gonna watch a quick Good Mythical Morning, and then I need to finish getting ready. Okay, I'm putting my lunch together quick before I go back upstairs. I seriously like don't have hardly anything for lunch, so I'm using this pre-made salad, and I have a yogurt, and I'm off from work. Let me go ahead and catch you up on my day because I actually did quite a bit today. Technically, we saw 4 patients, but one of them we had to see twice, so once in the morning, once in the afternoon. And I led all the sessions. Obviously, like my CI was still there. Like, I'm never going to be fully alone. Like my CI already said that. She's always going to be there, and then like naturally then she will, you know, jump in, whether that's like provide me with more information on like, hey, maybe try this out, or just like conversing with the patient. So it's probably never going to get to the point where I'm like 100% independent, because, you know, she needs to make sure that I'm doing okay. But I led all the sessions. So I did 2 evals today and wrote those notes. Those evals were for joint replacements that stayed the night in the hospital. And so those have been easier evals for me to initiate. And then the other 2 people were treatments with people that I've already seen a couple times before. So I led those sessions. One person's in with an acute exacerbation for COPD. So a lot of what we are working on with him is watching his vital signs and oxygen saturation and seeing if that's improving. Obviously that decreases with activity. His drops quite a bit, and he's not very symptomatic, which means that he doesn't really know that he's dropping, which obviously isn't the safest. But he's been slowly returning back to baseline. The other person that we saw, they've kind of been in and out of acute care the last couple of months just because of like complications after a colectomy and dealing with like DVTs in their legs and whatnot. So I did all the notes today, and that was good. So I'm actually going to leave here and stop by my grandparents' house on the way home just to chat with them, see how they're doing. So I'm actually getting ready to FaceTime with Maggie for a little bit. I don't fully know how long I should plan on being on this FaceTime call for. It was going to be me, Sierra, and Maggie, but Sierra, I forgot, decided that she wanted to go have a nice little Thursday evening and wanted to go see a movie by herself. So when we were talking about the FaceTime, she kind of forgot, and she was like, wait, can I do the FaceTime? And I was like, it's not gonna be that big of a deal if you're not on the call. So just me and Maggie, we are just doing kind of like a TC2 catch up and see where our thoughts are at. So 7 o'clock right now. Let's jump on FaceTime. Okay, what's the main agenda? 1 hour later, off the FaceTime with Maggie, we did kind of just chat through and like generalize some things. Like I told her about the video Sierra and I kind of started working on yesterday and kind of caught her up with that. And then she's had this like idea for a series that like hasn't fully been fleshed out, that she's just like, how do I make this more cohesive and like what actually is this? So I tried to help her with, we both were just thinking of like, what does this mean for titles that you're gonna do? Should this have a series? How do we make each video different but it's all like still surrounding the same concept? So we kind of just like we're brainstorming back and forth a little bit. I think it's 8 o'clock now, and I think that I'm gonna turn Unsolved Mysteries back on and do my puzzle again. I told myself I was gonna plan the podcast that Sierra and I are supposed to record a little bit, and maybe after I do the puzzle for a little bit, I can get myself to do that, but I also just like don't want to. I truly have done so little tonight, which is fine. That was my intent with tonight. I've had Friday night football. Thursday night football's been on the whole time that I've been working on my puzzle, mostly in the background. My puzzle, just about done. So I'm sure I'll finish it sometime this weekend. But I am going to get ready for bed. I'm not working out tomorrow morning. I'm planning on working out after I get off work tomorrow, because it's 10:30, and I just don't think I'd feel like I got enough sleep if I woke up around like 5:30. So gonna go get ready for bed, and then I'll see if I want to read a little bit of my book, but I probably won't read a whole lot. Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. So last day of the week. Had a pretty quick morning because I decided that I was gonna go pick Starbucks up on my way, and I am just getting lunch there because I really don't have like any leftovers or anything to eat for lunch. So pretty sure it's a taco bar today. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna do that. My plan is to, I have my gym bag that I packed yesterday in case I wanted to work out after work. And I'm actually planning on working out after work today. And then Sierra and I are planning on recording 2 podcasts this weekend. So we wanna record one today, I think, when she gets back. And then we'll do another one either tomorrow or Sunday. But that's just because we are going to the Iowa football game the following weekend. And so we won't be able to record then. I am done with work for the week, I guess, just before 4 o'clock here, and so saw, I think, like 5 patients today. I led on 2 of them, and then we also did a treatment, which I led on that one as well. I did 2 evals today for 1 patient. These evals today were pretty independent. Which is helpful because it still helps me build like my confidence in terms of like going into the room, introducing myself, and still getting used to taking, you know, vital signs as necessary, just communicating with the patient with some level of authority. So it's not all bad, it's still good practice. Although next week, my CA and I were talking like just as goals for these patients that are lower complexity, starting to also check in with nurses before going to see them, and then like talking afterwards, maybe with like the patient or the care coordinator if necessary, but if they're low complexity then like maybe not. And then also dipping my toes into those patients that are like higher level complexity and working towards evals and stuff with them. So making progress. My notes, one of them today for 1 patient who I'm pretty sure she's going home today if she hasn't already left. My CI said it was perfect and she didn't have any changes to make to it, so I will take that. She was in for pneumonia and infection, so she had like increased shortness of breath and stuff related to that, but she was feeling better and was moving well. And then the other patient was in for, he came in because of shortness of breath complaints and he has heart failure, and so he's also feeling better and was moving well. Both of them were pretty much completely independent, and so that made my job easy. But the eval note that I wrote for that one went pretty good overall, actually, and she didn't have too much that she wanted me to fix on that one either. So slowly but surely making progress. I don't know if I said this, but I'm going to go work out right now, so heading to the gym. So Sierra's probably going to be home in an hour, I'm guessing, and there's some things on my to-do list that I just like, they're like small random things that I want to try and get done before she gets back. But first I'm going to rinse off, and then I want to, so Sierra and I are recording a TC2 video tomorrow, so I just want to make sure that stuff that we're going to need is like charging, so that's ready to go. We haven't used like the mics with that for a little bit, so I just want to like test it out to make sure it's working. And then we also have this stabilizer that we bought forever ago that we tried to figure out at one point in time, then we like gave up on it, and I want to see if we can figure that out sometime before we record tomorrow. And then I also want to start laundry. I like washing my scrubs on Friday if I can remember, the one time I've done it, because I let them air dry and I just want them to be dry before I have to wear them again the following week. So let's see what we can get done in an hour. Here's the battery for the G7X that Sierra and I have, so I'm just gonna plug this in so it's charging. So like I said, or maybe I didn't, but we have 4 individual mics, so I might test out all of them. So Sierra just got home a couple minutes ago, and it's just past 6:30. Plan is to podcast as quickly as we are able to, and I know we're doing a Reddit related episode because we wanted something that was super quick and didn't take a whole lot of planning. And knowing that we did, like the last Reddit episode we did was an Am I the A-hole episode, I'm assuming we're doing an unpopular opinions one, so that's what I'm browsing right now. But I technically need to confirm. I also don't know if Sierra has to like pick stuff to talk about too, or if she already like was good and planned ahead, which I did not. Sierra just sat here and also planned her unpopular opinions out, so prepped and ready to go. We will head into the office and get the podcast stuff set up and get this knocked out. POV, I'm recording a podcast. This is the only light setup that we've been using. It's our Diva ring, and it's been working fine overall. Unless you guys think differently, of course. And then this is our rug that you never get to see on our channel. You want to take your glasses off? What if I can't read? Well, it's reflecting. I'm gonna go ahead and end the vlog here. Sierra and I went over to our grandma and grandpa's and had dinner there with our mom and sister. And I'm now going to edit this video so it can go up tomorrow. So, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed a little sneak peek at my life during my acute care rotation. I've been enjoying it so far. I feel like it's been my favorite clinical so far, which is not really what I was expecting because I would not have necessarily been like, oh, like, I'll go into acute care. And I'm still not like necessarily convinced that that's the case, but I've been enjoying it nonetheless. So, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel down below. I'm not sure what our next video on this channel is, but you'll see either one or both of us then. Bye!